Did you know that the yo-yo was originally used as a weapon in the Philippine jungle, that human thigh bones are said to be stronger than concrete, and that 1 in 10 Americans over the age of 65 have or will develop Alzheimer's or another form of dementia? You may find these facts amusing, but one that should startle more than amuse you is the rate of Alzheimer's. Because the rate is 1 in 10, that means that many people in their lifetime will be around or develop Alzheimer's themselves. My maternal grandmother was diagnosed in 2005 and my paternal grandmother in 2007. I have been around the disease to witness the effects that it has had on my family, and I want to share with you from my experience some of those effects. What is Alzheimer's? Basically, the definition given to us by Neurology Asia, a published abstract on neurological diseases, says that Alzheimer's is a form of dementia characterized by the gradual loss of memory, decline in cognitive function, and decrease in functional capacity. In English, this means that Alzheimer's is a debilitating disease that slowly causes the person suffering to lose their memory and be unable to function alone. Depending on who you talk to, Alzheimer's has many different stages. Some journals may suggest 5 or 6 stages while others suggest 9. But basically the disease can be broken up into 3 main stages: the beginning, middle, and end. In the beginning, diagnosis is the first step. Doctors will try and get this early, but sometimes it is very hard. Many memory slips can just be attributed to age, but sometimes it is apparent that another problem is present. We knew that my grandmother had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's when she could no longer hold a conversation for more than a few moments. Doctors also told us to look for difficulty in performing ADLs, or activities of daily living, and other daily activities that they did, such as conversations. The next stage is the middle, and it usually lasts the longest. Many changes happen in this stage. And many changes have to be made to daily living. Sometimes doing it yourself just isn't an option, because this is when a bulk of the disease takes place. Whenever my mother decided that my grandmother should come to my home and live with us, many changes took place. We had to change the way we lived, we had to hire home health care, and we had to place trust in people that we didn't know. The people that we placed trust in, the home health care services, came for a couple hours a day and helped my grandmother perform minimal tasks and just kept her busy for a while. If you can't bring your loved one home, sometimes the option is home health is a assisted living home. An assisted living home is a place where Alzheimer's patients can go and live and have full care taken care of them at all times. The only thing is that much stress will be placed on you as a family. You have to constantly worry about what's going on when you're not there, and any extra time and effort you have is being put into going to visit them. My family also tried this option with my grandmother, but then realized that the care and love that we gave her at home was much greater than anyone else could give her. The last stage is generally the shortest, and also the most rapid changes take place. Hospice care is usually suggested by a doctor, which is only ordered when they know the end of life is near. For my grandmother, the end of life, we knew this was going to happen when the doctors put her on hospice in February of 2007, and she passed away on June 20th. Many things changed because of my grandmother's diagnosis inside of my family. We had to move homes to better accommodate her. We had to place lots of trust in people and many times got frustrated with them. And we suffered a great loss whenever she passed away. Some people just can't handle the amount of work, of stress, of fear, disappointment, and the utter sadness that happens whenever your loved one dies. And that means that taking care of the loved one in your home just isn't for you. In conclusion, there's just 3 main stages of Alzheimer's: the beginning, middle, and end. It begins with diagnosis, goes to the middle where many changes take place, and then in the end, when death comes. It is very hard in a family, and you need to be prepared for all of the changes that are going to take place. And these are going to be major. As Patty Davis in an interview with Time magazine said, it's visible in the Alzheimer's patient's eyes. You can see an acceptance of distance, of strangeness, of a life far from home, and you know the look when you see it. This explains the disease perfectly. You lose the person that you once knew and now have their body without their mind. Because of my grandmother's diagnosis, I grew up, I gained maturity, and wanted to become an advocate for those who do not know much about this disease. But you need to realize the emotional and physical effects that it's going to have on you and your family, and so that you can make the right decision.